A very good morning to you. Welcome back. You're still on the weekend show, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to the brand new, fresh off the boat episode of the Entrepreneur Spotlight. This is Chef T with the FOOD, better known to you, but I'll be going as Tender Chiemelu for now. And I would like to apologize for not having the breakfast segment this morning. I mean, we're going to swap it up and shake it up a little bit on the weekend show because we're going to try to be, unpredictable. So this morning, I have a guest with me, all the way from the Constance Foundation, Mr. Chidebere Njoku. And we're going to be speaking on emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence, can you tell us a little more about that?
Okay, basically, emotional intelligence is, thanks for inviting me over,
Of
by
course,
the way.
of course, glad to have you on the show.
Good, thanks. So, emotional intelligence is your ability to know yourself, know your environment, know the people in it, and how you're able to manage all the qualities and the abilities that you have, harness them into, put them together so you can, have better use, manage crisis, manage communication, manage relationship skills, manage decision making. So your ability to know all these things about yourself and also be in tune with your environment. Yeah, basically that's what it is.
Emotional intelligence, that's really important. Now, you're a psychologist, yeah? And you also run a pro bono foundation that educates children in schools about emotional intelligence and all that. So can you throw a little more light, tell us a bit more about that?
Okay, the project is called SEAL, and it's Social, Emotional, and Leadership Learning project designed to teach these values that hover around humanity, because my work has a humanistic focus. Okay. So what we do is to inject core values into the system, and I thought that demography, they are the next in line to incorporate into the civil society. So why don't we just teach them, this is how I know to fix a broken system. So teach these ones who are next in line to incorporate into this civil society. Teach them the core values that is lacking in our society. So I remember back in the days when I was in school, I never visited the guidance counseling office. I was never counseled. Nobody talked to me about rage, anger, my weaknesses, my strengths. So I thought, since the system is not created to have these things, why don't we just do our bit? And this is my civic responsibility, this is my civic duty. So I go to these schools and I have conversations with them about core values. We have a template which we teach with. So we have issues on empathy, which is a big deal, but it's not a big deal in Nigeria. I don't know why. Yeah. Schools should actually teach empathy, because once you're emotionally intelligent, what it means is that you know who you are, you know what it is you want, you know the people in your circle who would help you achieve the set goals, right? So that way you know what to take off and what to bring in, what to take out and what to bring in. It also helps you know when you are upsetting somebody. So I'm looking at you right now, I could tell when you're tensed. It's not rocket science. If there's something that is not appealing, I could just, draw back. That's what emotional intelligence does. It keeps you on the edge all the time to be, how you walk in someone else's shoes, basically. Yeah. So it helps you be there. It's powerful. It's a powerful tool to have. Actually, I always tell people that emotional intelligence is way bigger than IQ. EQ is amazing because it helps you in a work setting. It helps you in your relationship skills. So teach these values in these kids and see how they use it in their daily lives. All right, their relationship with their friends, with their teachers, knowing that this weakness can be harnessed into strength, knowing that this anger can be managed, knowing that kindness is something you need to give to someone. And what this does in essence, the idea behind all of this is, if I care for you now, 10, and you care for me, and the sound guy cares for me, and the light guy cares, everyone cares for everybody. And if everybody cares for everybody, there'll be so much care in the world to go around, and would have a very peaceful society. So I'm thinking that if we're able to capture these teens who are in the next 4 years will be eligible voters, next 4 years will be would have the right to be voted for also, right? Then we can start making good decisions, because once they know who they are and where they're going, the people around them, are their abilities, right? Definitely. And what's it called? Manage their emotions,
Yes.
you know? They would be, it would be so quick, easy to make healthy decisions, and that's what it is. And then they'll be accountable.
Of course.
They'll be accountable, because that's where intentionality comes. Once you know what you're doing, what it's about, and everything around the reason why you're doing stuff, then accountability is not anywhere far.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
please.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It's very important to educate them young.
Yes.
Because I did a research and I found out that 58% of children that have been educated on emotional intelligence tend to do better in academics,
Definitely.
tend to do better in their relationships
With
with
people.
other people,
Decision
strangers, family,
Exactly.
relations. And it's amazing the work you do, and I must commend you for that as well. And now with your foundation, the Constance Foundation, what are the biggest victory you're hoping this foundation will have, and how do you see this project evolving in the next 5 years?
Okay, so we started with the neighborhood. So in my neighborhood, I teach kids in my neighborhood. I teach them values. So I organize seminars. Right, those seminars are geared towards teaching them how to respect one another, teaching them all those vices that shouldn't be at that age, telling them, okay, this is how you should act, this is how you shouldn't act. And then it metamorphosed into, okay, take this away from your neighborhood. It's not enough to just have it here. We can go to schools, right? So went to schools, and I captured lots of schools in Uyo, captured lots of schools in Owerri, where I grew up, captured lots of schools in Benue. And I'm talking about 20, 30 schools,
Wow,
right? So
amazing.
for each school, you're looking at about 150 students or more. If it's a government school, then that number should be just one class, right?
Yes.
So we've done Lagos, we've done Uyo, we've done Benue. Benue was where I had the most numbers, about 30, right? So the idea is to be able to keep growing this community, and the brain, or should I say the mentality I have towards this is that if you're able to reach one life, right, you have reached the whole world entirely.
Okay.
So if we do 10 schools, those 10 schools, we mustn't be there to capture 20 schools. Those 10 schools can carry on
That's
to actually
amazing.
educate
That's
other
amazing.
people. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the work that you do. It's very important to educate the kids young, because I also didn't have that opportunity to be educated on how to manage my emotions. Sometimes things happen to me and I don't even know how to explain these things. So thank you so much for the work you do. We hope to see more of you on subsequent episodes of the Entrepreneur Spotlight. Can you also tell us how to reach out to you to support your foundation, your social media handles, and so on?
Okay, so yes, I don't know how to. Okay, so Constance Foundation
On social media?
on social media is Chidin Joko on Facebook, Constance Pictures on Instagram, and then should I drop my number?
No, you don't need to.
Okay,
The
exactly.
social
Okay,
media
so
is
social
enough.
media is fine. So
Thank
this
you
is-
so much,
that's it.
Mr. Chidi Njoku, founder of the Constance Foundation, educating on emotional intelligence. Well, that's it for the Entrepreneur Spotlight on the weekend show today. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can also join the conversation on our Weekend Show NG on all social media platforms. You can also follow yours truly on Tenderly on Instagram. And I will be leaving you in the able hands of Mr. Emeka Ozorumba with the poetic interlude. Mr. Emeka,